what we're making today is something very, very special because this is something that we have every Christmas at home. I'm in Mom's kitchen today and I'm doing Mom's recipe, which she learned from her mom as well. So this is a big tradition in our family. The meat pie. We're making meat pie for Christmas. We call it tourtière in French. And you will see it's quite a simple recipe. And it takes just a few ingredients. So today what we're going to prepare is our meat. That's going to go in the meat pie. And then tomorrow we're going to build all the pies. We're making 12 this time. So there's a lot of work here. So we're using pork and beef. And I have 2 pounds of pork, 2 pounds of beef. This is approximately 900 grams of each, but really a little bit more, a little bit less, it's okay. You use what you have and it's gonna be fine. So we put that in our pot here, but we don't put any oil or anything, we don't use any oil for this recipe. So this is not gonna fry. We put it in our pot completely cold and we'll start heating up slowly when we have all our ingredients. So here's our meat in the pot. We have 1 cup of breadcrumb, whichever breadcrumb you have. We have 2 onions, medium-sized onion, all in. And then we're gonna add 2 cups of water. Here, we're just gonna add all this. We're gonna start mixing a little bit. I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons of salt. So I measure it like this. So that is 2 teaspoons. And I have also 1 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of cloves. And that's all our ingredients here for our meat pie. Now I'm gonna start mixing all that together, and I'm gonna put the fire on just a little bit and then start it to simmer very slowly. So everything's here in the pot. We mixed it all together and it's gonna simmer for 1.5 hours, but we need to stay close by and stir it regularly. No sticking at the bottom, please, so go slowly, and 1.5 hours here in the pot. Now let's prepare our dough for our pie. So we have 4.5 cups of flour here. So we put that in the bowl. So first we mix dried ingredients. I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So we mix this with our flour and then we'll just sort of mix it all properly first. Next we're gonna add the shortening. So we're gonna use 1 pound in that recipe. So we just cut it just in pieces and we'll mix it in our flour. So this is our cutter here. This is what we use to mix the shortening with the flour here. And this is really old, it's my mom's. But if you don't have one of those, you can just take 2 knives and cut. This one is just a little bit quicker here. So we're gonna start just cutting through like this and mixing all this flour with the shortening. Just like that. And then of course it gets stuck a little bit and then we get it out like that and we keep going. So this is the texture that you want. It creates some little lumps, some little balls, you know, some bigger than other one. And what's important is that your shortening is cold from the fridge when you put it in the flour, because we don't want this to just warm up too much. So it's important that you're ready with your ingredients and you do all the steps quite rapidly. and it just works better when we roll the dough. So the next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a little hole in the middle here, because we're going to add some wet ingredients, and so we want to add it right in the middle. So this is ready now. So here we have 1 cup of water, we have 3 tablespoons of white vinegar, and we put it in the water, and then we also add 1 egg, and we put it in the water and beat it together, just so it's all mixed. Just so it's all mixed together, and we're just going to add all of this here to our little hole that we did in our flour. And now we just have to start mixing it all. All our ingredients are here, but we don't want to warm up the dough too much, so I start with the spoon, but I don't mix a lot, just to make sure that I get all this flour that's at the bottom to be wet, to be mixed. Okay, let's see how that goes. It's gonna stick to your fingers a little bit, but that's okay. This is just perfect. So we're gonna start rolling. If you're taking a bit longer, you can just cut what you need and put a little paper on top and sit it in the fridge or in a cool place meanwhile, because we can't have this warming up too much. Okay, so far it's easy. If you never made pies, you gotta try. It's not complicated. You see, the recipe is quite simple, and now it's the rolling. I'll show you how, but again, it's quite easy. So we're gonna add a little bit of flour to our board here. And now, again, we're just gonna make it already in the shape, round shape, and then we can get going. Voila, flatten it a little bit and roll. Again, we put a little bit of flour here on our rolling pin, and then just like this. Now in all the different directions. And now it's time to turn it around, because it starts to stick a little bit here, and it's normal that it's going to do that. And now what we want to do is just turn it the other side, a little bit more flour, turn it around like this, and just roll. So you just watch your shape of your dough here, and just to make sure that it's gonna fit in your. Now to put it in your plate, again, it's also very simple. We just take our dough and then fold it in two, exactly two, like this, and then we bring our plate here, and then we just take it like that and sit it in our plate. It doesn't have to be perfect, as I said. I'll show you what to do if you see there was a little crack here, so we pat it together. Here there's a little bit missing, and it doesn't matter at all, because I'll show you we're gonna put the top part after, so it doesn't matter. So we just make sure that it is sitting. There's a little hole here, you can see. No problem. I'll show you what we do. We just cut a little part here and stick it there. So it doesn't have to be all perfect. There's another little one over there. I will use that one and put it there. And okay. All right, now we take our plate. Be careful not to disturb too much, And we're just gonna go around and cut all this extra like this. My little patch just left, but it's okay, we can fix that. You don't want it to look like a pie that was bought at the supermarket and it was made with a machine. It's homemade. It's okay that it's not perfect. So our meat is all prepared and it's cooled down as well because it just works better. And we're gonna just add all our meat here to the meat pie. I'm not too sure if I need all of that. We'll see how much is there. Just a little bit more maybe. So at this point, I'm just gonna brush a little bit of water on top here of our crust. So it's gonna help the two parts to stick together when we put the other crust on top, just like that. And then we're gonna leave that aside. Okay, we're gonna roll our second part of our pastry to put on top of our tourtière. And so obviously it's gonna take a little bit less here because it goes on top rather than inside the pie dish. So I'm gonna take, I think that this quantity is good, and I just make it already flat a little bit, and then I'll turn it around the other side, make sure there's flour here, and put some flour on my pan, and then let's roll. So now same thing, we just watch how the shape is taking place and we roll in the direction where it needs to be going. So it's quite simple. I think that it's big enough now to put on top. Now I'll show you how to top it up, and there's a few little things. So we take this and fold it into like I did with the other one, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come and make a little triangle here, take that out, put it away, and just a couple of cuts like that. So our steam will come out when it cooks and it helps. So we just place it on top like this, unfold, et voila! Yes, and of course we're gonna cut around like I did before. Just cut all the extra. So I see just there's like a little hole here, you know, when I just folded it, but I'll patch it a little bit like that, and it's gonna be all good. Now what we do is just press it a little bit with the fork on all around, so we make sure that our crust is all sort of sticking together like this with our fork. And we will finish with a little bit of water on top. Just a little bit of water, not too much, just brush it like that. That's gonna help our crust to be golden. Ready to go into the oven. It'll be at 375 Fahrenheit, 215 Celsius for probably about 25 minutes. You just gotta watch and see when it's all golden on top. That means it's ready. Et voilà, our tourtière is ready. Now it's time to see inside. We're just hoping that it stays together when we take it out. We'll see. So we're just gonna cut a nice piece like that. So we let it cool down for about 1 hour, 1.5 hours before we cut. It's just easy to get your nice piece out. So we're gonna go like this and like that. Yeah, I think it's holding together now. Yes, I can see. Look at this. Voila, it's all coming out. Woohoo, perfect. Et voila, it's perfect. It smells amazing. And we serve that with some mashed potato and some nice vegetable. But we also always add some fruit ketchup. So if you want to find this recipe, it's here on the YouTube channel. It's called Mom's Fruit Ketchup. And we always serve tourtière with a little bit of fruit ketchup on the side. It's the best. So, et voilà for our tourtière meat pie. It's so delicious. Et voilà, our tourtière, our meat pie. It smells beautiful and we're gonna go and try it. Bon appétit!